Did you hear that? No? Neither did I. A Metric train just passed through the Franklin Park station and they did not sound their horn. And as time goes on, the sound of train horns will be fewer and farther between. I'm pleased to report that a quiet zone designation will continue to go into effect over the next several weeks. This designation will spare residents from those nasty train horn blasts required ahead of each pedestrian and vehicle crossing. The village partnered with the Village of River Grove to jointly apply for a quiet zone designation. Over the last several years, we had countless meetings with federal, state, and local agencies, as well as ongoing discussions with the railroads while we completed the necessary paperwork. Most importantly, both towns were required to make costly safety improvements to compensate for the increased risk caused by the absence of a horn. In Franklin Park, we secured $1.2 million in grant funding to make the required safety improvements, which included installing new overhead signals and new pedestrian crossing gates, and also placing delineators down the center line of the roads at 25th and Ruby. We also worked to coordinate with Metra as they completed their required pedestrian safety upgrades despite COVID-related setbacks. Now, I'm going to throw it over to Mayor Dave Guerin, who will tell you about the important safety upgrades they made in River Grove.
Thanks, Mayor Peterson. It was important for our joint application that all the necessary safety improvements be made at the grade and pedestrian crossings in both towns. Each village was reliant on the other's improvements to be able to petition for the creation of the quiet zone. In River Grove, these improvements included installation of new pedestrian gates, placing delineators on 4 busier roadways, closures of some entrances that were too near to the tracks, restricting others to make right turns out, and new signage and pavement markings. While relief from blaring horns, especially at night, is important to all of us, we must always put safety first. Approximately 95% of all railroad-related deaths in the U.S. are attributed to issues related to grade crossings and trespassing. Audible warnings of approaching trains are necessary to ensure the safety of motorists and pedestrians. With this quiet zone designation, train engineers will no longer be legally required to sound their train horns. However, if the train engineer perceives a threat on or near the tracks, the train horn will be sounded. I'm going to throw it back to Mayor Peterson to discuss this some more.
If the engineer sees a car, pedestrian, or animal on the tracks, or feels that there is a danger to the train ahead, they can still blow the horn. Also, an engineer can sound their horn when passing another train, or if a train is stopped on the tracks, or if a passenger train is stopped at the station picking up passengers. In addition, a train may sound its horn in the rail yard located west of Mannheim Road. Trains also have an automatic horn system in place that is activated by a computer system. When a quiet zone designation such as ours is granted, railroads are notified to remove the automatic triggering of the mandatory sounding of the horn. We have been informed that it may take several months to have this system reprogrammed once the quiet zone designation is in place. I want to thank the Village of River Grove for partnering with us on this important effort. Mayor Guerin and I appreciate our community's patience during this long process. Now, hopefully, we can all look forward to sleeping through the night.